Good afternoon, Francesca Canzano-Franklin here, Global Wellness Day Ambassador of Hong Kong. And today I have the immense pleasure of talking to Mr. Andrew Jacka, Emeritus Global Wellness Day and Chairman of the Asia Pacific Spa and Wellness. Good afternoon, Andrew. How are you?
Good afternoon. I'm very well. You left off coalition off the end of the last one,
You're
Asia
right.
Pacific Spa and Wellness Coalition, right?
Thank you
But
for reminding me that.
not a
Absolutely.
problem.
So, how are you and where are you based today?
I'm actually currently based in Hong Kong. So, right, having been in Thailand for multiple years previously, right, and traveling extensively across the region, but yes, currently based in Hong Kong.
Beautiful. Thank you for being the greatest of supporters of Global Wellness Day. I had a beautiful chat with Belgian and Denise last year, and they were like, if there is one person that you really want to talk to and connect to, it's Mr. Andrew Jacka. You're doing a magnificent job in the industry and not only confined to Asia, because your name is now everywhere. You won the Hall of Fame Awards in 2020 in Dubai, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep. Yes.
You keeping on spreading the beauty of wellness and awareness to it.
Yeah, I mean, I was very fortunate in that I was brought up in Australia with my parents, but specifically my father, who was very much into social responsibility and social service clubs and things that of that organization. So I was sort of brought up with it and giving back to your community. So, and then, yeah, I've been involved in industry associations for multiple years now. All right. And obviously, very pleased to be involved with Global Wellness Day in the role that I am.
Absolutely. And with this in wellness conversation, there is usually one question that I ask to all the professionals: what does wellness mean to you personally? And then eventually, how do you evolve wellness within your teams, your family, everyone really? But more importantly, what does it mean to you? Think.
Sorry, you froze there for me. Can
Yes,
you repeat the
sorry.
question?
Yeah, the question was, what does wellness mean to you personally?
Okay. Personally, I mean, you've got the logical ones about eating well, sleeping well, and all those sort of things. But for me, and maybe because of the pressures of business and whatever, wellness is much more about the mental well-being and being centered within oneself, and hopefully in a space where you're not allowing the day-to-day stresses of modern living and business, be it in person or online or whatever is happening, but being centered and being focused about who you are and where you're at.
That's absolutely beautiful. I couldn't agree more. And especially in times like those, I'm very active with children and everything. So mental wellness is always something that we try and evolve and bring in even with Global Wellness Day. And what about with regards to your teams?
Sure.
What does wellness mean in your environment? Is there anything, any advice, any tips that you could give us on how you implement wellness within the community, within the associations?
Well, within the APSWC, I mean, we've long had the no, like no in the conference section of it, no single-use plastics, no plastic water bottles and things like that. Right. And the venues we go to have to have some sort of a sustainability policy, right? We look at slow food, we look at food variety in terms, what specifically in terms of slow food, of dealing with local where possible. All right, seasonal, local, organic, and wholesome. And it's still interesting today when you talk about slow food that so many people still go, huh, what's that? All right. And then, God forbid, you start talking about veganism or even vegetarianism. And, the chefs of the world all spin out and it all becomes really difficult. I mean, I've been talking to a consultant chef who's actually here in Hong Kong who is a vegan himself, and the sort of challenges that he's facing in trying to get more and more people to understand what that is. And for me, I'm vegetarian, having lived in Thailand for multiple years. Initially it was difficult.
Mm.
Times change, things
Oh,
evolve. Being a vegetarian in Thailand is very easy now. You can get most restaurants have an extensive
yeah.
vegetarian section. Then you come to places like Hong Kong, and it's like, oh, vegetarian, yeah, sure, we can do stir-fried vegetables or we can do scrambled eggs. And
Yeah.
it's like, whoopee do. Thank you.
Oh,
I will stay home. I
yeah, I
will
know what you mean.
cook myself, right, and put a bit of variety into my diet.
I know what you mean. I actually started my career in Thailand about 30 years ago, and I was vegetarian. And back then, it was very difficult to be vegetarian unless you were in some specific areas like
Yeah.
Shanghai and so on. But I agree with you with Hong Kong. But we are evolving, so it's beautiful. The slow food movement and campaign, it's absolutely beautiful. So we,
Yeah, I mean, and it's not only Hong Kong. I mean, it's across the region or potentially around the world where people are becoming more aware of the food they're eating, and particularly the element of highly processed, right? And yes, surely with vegetarian you can get into the element of highly processed as well. But if you're aware of what you're eating and keep to the minimally or preferably no processed foods, right? And then, life is so much better.
very much so. I couldn't agree more. Thank you for sharing that. We need to talk more about diet, digestive, and how we're all evolving. Now, this year's Global Wellness Day theme is Joy Magenta. So, joy is at the center of the campaign. It's a
Yep.
bit of an interesting question. I don't want to ask what does joy mean to you, what brings you joy. I'm going to twist it a little bit. Is there something that you would personally change to bring more joy into your everyday life or into your work and the association?
Um, well, within the association, because we're a Singapore-based organization, but we have representation right across the Asia Pacific region. I mean, currently we represent over 1,000 spa and wellness operators and related businesses across the Asia Pacific and beyond, because we have a smattering in Europe as well. So, and we look, so that side of things is the element of joy. The one thing that I would really love to do, and in talking to others, not only within the spa and wellness industry, but the much talked about Gen Z and millennials, and what are they doing, right? And I would dearly love to bring more of the younger generation into our industry and show them the joy and the pleasures of being in the industry. And being in the spa and wellness industry, it's not just about being a spa therapist or a receptionist or a fitness instructor. There is so many other opportunities, including IT and marketing and HR and all the rest of it, right? The technical side of things, the product development, the equipment development. There's massive opportunities, and trying to show to the younger people
Mm.
the joys that this industry does genuinely have. And it can be a distinct challenge. And, I've got to say at the moment, it's something the APSWC has not been able to really do. All
Mm.
right. But in talking to others, even outside the industry, who've said that other associations are having the same challenge of how to get the younger ones involved. Right. But the reality is they're the future. So either we're going to go through this period of, um, you know, complete silence as things go belly up for a period of time until somebody suddenly does wake up, or, right, one way or another, we're able to bring in the younger generations and really highlight the joys that are available within this industry,
Yeah.
right, regardless of what their specific interests are.
I think this is magnificent. Like yourself, I've been talking to different associations. Well, let's make it a way forward. Let's bring more youngsters. I have a teenager daughter, and very often she's listening to my interviews. Sometimes she's not. Some other times I can see she's like, really? Is that how it goes? So maybe the next interviews, I'm going to have a group of youngsters and ask them, what should we do? What would you like to do? How do we bring joy? Because at the end of the day, wellness is wellness. And
Yeah, sure, sure.
yeah,
All right. So, and no, I mean, and even to sit within the role that we take, because we move our annual event, the APSWC Roundtable, because we move that around the region.
yeah,
So each, like this year, will be in Cambodia. So, but working with a local university and trying to bring in students to to grill
yeah,
the stalwarts of the industry, and try and get these kids to say to those that have been in the industry, why should I join this? What is the potential for me? What can I get out of it? Right.
absolutely.
And even get organizing that basic group is it seems to be nigh on impossible, but I'll keep chipping away at it. We will get there. One way or another, we will get there.
Absolutely. If you need any help from my side, I'm here. I absolutely love the idea. Now,
Yeah.
Andrew, is there any advice that you would give to anyone that is listening right now that is interested in wellness, but find it overwhelming? Nowadays, we have wellness estate agent, wellness food, wellness everything. Is there a way that you can bring it back to simplicity?
Well, unfortunately, we in the world of marketing, when everybody start talking about save the world and save the earth, and there was this thing about greenwashing, and right, so long as it was painted green, it was environmentally friendly, environmentally sustainable, and all the rest of it, when a lot of it still wasn't.
Yeah.
Similar situation we're now getting with wellness washing, where people are just changing names and everything is wellness, wellness, wellness,
Yeah.
right? And it's got to be, what is wellness for you? What works for you? And it is, bring it back, keep it simple, right? And if wellness means just going for a half-hour walk each evening, so be it. If wellness means locking the door of your bedroom and disconnecting from your phone and sitting quietly for 30 minutes, then that's what it needs to be. In terms of products and things like that, it's read labels and see,
Yeah.
one, where the product is coming from, hopefully locally, if it's plausible.
Yeah.
If not, what are the ingredients in there, right? And how natural are they? And also being realistic about outcomes, particularly when it comes to products. And,
Very much so.
Rome wasn't built in a day.
Right.
So results are not necessarily going to be instant.
Thank you.
So, but do it um, steadily,
Yeah,
right?
I like that.
Step by step. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Right. And be realistic about what your expectations are, but choose what works for you. All right. And don't overthink it.
Very much so. Thank you for sharing that. Now, Global Wellness Day, save the date for whoever is listening, is Saturday, 13th of June globally. In Asia, I can see there's a lot of events being organized in Hong Kong, in Thailand. Thailand is leading the way recently, and Belgium is joining yearly at Chivasam. But Hong Kong is doing simply amazing. I have a meeting straight after you that we're going to be organizing yoga, laughing yoga, exercise, all sorts. So it's beautiful to see the city coming to life once again.
Yeah. And it's not only there. Like I said, it's right across the region, Malaysia, Indonesia, or Bali specifically, Singapore,
Yeah,
Philippines, Australia, New Zealand's got an amazing ambassador
it is. Yeah,
that's highlighting that. There's an ambassador in Fiji. Yeah, there is a couple of countries around the region that don't have ambassadors, but most countries do. And for anybody who, one, doesn't know what to do, I mean, the easiest thing is to go to the website,
yeah,
to the Global Wellness Day website, and look up the PDF files there, which explain in great detail what Global Wellness Day is and what you can do. But there are also the list of the ambassadors around the world, and contact your local ambassador and say, hey, what's happening? Because the activities for Global Wellness Day are free and open to the general public. So, right,
okay. And year by
get
year,
involved. The
yeah,
opportunity is there if you want to do it.
Absolutely. Thank you for reiterating that, Andrew. And I think year by year, this is growing and it's becoming magnificent. We can see from the final videos from each country, absolutely stunning. Now,
Oh, yeah.
I won't take too much of your time. Do you have anything planned with the association? I know you're meeting in Cambodia in, I think, at the end of this month, if I'm correct,
Yeah, end of April. Yep.
April.
Yeah, not specifically. I mean, we will be promoting it across the region. The APSWC is a regional body, so we don't focus on one country. But within my role as Emeritus Ambassador, it's also supporting the national ambassadors where I can. If there is countries that don't have it, then I can come up with somebody to be an ambassador for that country to continue to spread the word, then so be it. I will do that to help and promote. I will be just keeping a close watch on what's happening across Asia Pacific. Personally, what will I be doing? I mean, at this stage, I can't say, but I will be involved in some way, somewhere, doing something.
I'm sure you will. Absolutely. Well, Andrew, it was an absolute pleasure chatting to you. Thank you for spreading the beauty of our industry and wellness everywhere, not just in Asia. And hopefully, we will get to see each other soon.
Yeah, fantastic. Thanks, Francesca. And
My
happy Global Wellness Day, everybody.
happy Global Wellness Day. Have a beautiful day.